Hello, welcome guys, welcome to another stream video. Today we're gonna be looking at another build, just like the thumbnail and the title. It's gonna be Poison Orb with Toxic Mist. All right, let's get right into it, guys. All right, ready? So I have the Alchemist gear here. This is gear. I have the Alchemist Punishment Scepter. It's gonna be dual wield scepter. And I have a level 3 upgraded with the new Abyss system. All right. This is the other one. Make sure you change everything from attack to spells. If you have attack before, you need spells on hit amp. Right here, a spell hit rate amp, and everything else need to be spell. Okay. Don't worry about this. I'm just using this, the amp and the here. But craft yourself a elemental one. Helmet one. If you play elemental build, you need the elemental helmet build with elemental penetration, or anything with damage amp, or anything with spell amp. Okay, etc. Okay, shoulders, skill rune effect, crit damage, air effect. I have this instead of physical. You want elemental damage amp here instead of elemental. All right. Same thing here. Everything here is good HP. I'm not playing barrier. This is really good for glove for spellcaster. You get elemental penetration, air crit rate, crit damage, and then 20% damage amp flat. General damage amp, which is good. Lots of cast speed. Really good. And boots, you want anything with area damage percent and strike damage percent, and then of course the skill rune effect, double skill rune effect. All right. And then I'm using this so that I have mana controlled. If you don't have this, you can use Capri Heart, whatever else you want. That works too. Okay. But this is what I have for a little bit maxi chance and the mana control. And this crafted HP belt, whatever you guys want to use. But this is what I have. But you don't have to use this. All right. Then here, just for farming, for the item rarity to drop rate. That's all I wanted there for, and lots of cast speed, and a little bit dodge rate there, and reduce damage taken, a lot there. So, and of course, the ring, robber king goblin king ring. This ring is the sanctum effect and everything here. All right. And then charms you want to focus on is, if you want to play elemental build, you want to focus on Alisa, Lil, Vesper, and Kester. If you are doing what I'm doing, physical build, it should be Alisa, Hamal, Lil, and Kester. Those 4. All right. That's it. But this is my setup. I haven't changed much from most of my videos, but this is from melee builds. But I'm having 3 out of 4 blessings. It would be stronger if I had 4, but right now I have 3. So here you go. Any questions, please leave in the comments of how to get this really this build. Make sure all your stats are 500. If not, if you play barrier, focus on intelligence 500 first. If you're not playing barrier, then you want to get strength to 500 first, and everything else for your skills and gear. Okay. Lacrima, ideally you want to use is Harvest tier 33 unique scepter. That gives you 50% fire on hit and 50% cold on hit and 20% damage amp versus chill and burn enemies. That scepter is really good. If you can have like this is what I have, because I have old caster ring. I have this for blood explosion for melee builds. Nothing much changed here. This is what I got for. So you want to craft your 2-hand rare or 1-hand rare with tons of amplifications and raw stats in there. Okay. So make sure everything is if you're gonna craft something like reflect damage percent, you turn that with the blue stats there. You turn that with the blue stats from crafting table into elemental damage amp. Okay, make sure you guys do that so you get lots of amp inside there. Okay, so that's Lacrima. Now mastery, I went for 10 10 9 all damage there. This is gonna affect your weapon damage. It's gonna raise it up higher, which is really crucial. And then obviously you're gonna need mana control, lots of mana control. So this section gonna be focus on mana first, then HP, and then after that the rest on this side, and then 1 point here. Once you unlock it already, you can get this here. And I spread it out 1 just for crafting faster, or synthesis faster stuff. Alright, so there's that, and then I'm gonna jump into relics. Physical damage, you want to do caster. Like me, if you want to build like me, you need the caster as main. Caster, you want to do strength for passive. Active, you want to do the sensory stimulation here. All right. And then I took a speaker for the one extra earth extraction energy. If you are doing elemental build and venom build, you want to do the Vesper for the poison energy build. All right. That's Vesper there. And your main, it would be Sapdar for the this one, the mental stabilization with damage amplification. It goes up to 18%, but you take 10% more damage. So the only way to mitigate some of that damage off is I went for Maserati. That gives me 6% damage taken reduction. Dampening is reduction. Dampening, so that's going to counter a little bit of that off. And also I have a little bit survivability for the reflection damage there. Okay. And lastly is Boreal for the one here. If not, you take the one that give you barrier if you guys are playing barrier. Okay. I believe it was Quillia. Yes, so you get the barrier. Okay. Then the Zodiac, we're gonna jump right into it. It's gonna be spell on spell, so everything needs to be spell right here. Fire at 30% there, spell amp there. This one I took physical because I turned the spell to physical. If not, you want to take the venom right here. All right. Then here, projectile damage amp right here. And then here, you want to take the physical damage amp here. If not, you want to take the elemental here for the elemental build. But go for here on this side. You want that. Okay. And then the other one is going to be the area damage amp here with the air effect there. Okay. Again, if you're not physical, go elemental. Okay. Then this is physical build, and then here I take for spell hit rate so I don't miss, and 5% spell damage amp there. Here I take the elaborate attack for crit rate, and then here I took both of this. This is 12% amplification for both skills. Really good there. Here I've taken here 9 points for 10% damage amp here, area damage amp and projectile damage amp there. Here I'm going crit. If you guys don't go crit, you don't have to do this one. You can, because I'm dual wielding, you can go. The ideal would be you can go for this side that give if dual wield, take this. If two hand, take this. You can play either two hand staff or dual wield scepter. All right, either one you want to do. So then here is gonna be 5% and 5%, which is really good for no crit. No crit, instead of taking this for crit, you want to take this for no crit. That's 30% damage amp, but your mana consumption is more. All right, so then here I take for more area effect. Reason why, because I'll explain later. Okay. And here I'm taking for lightning on hit because I don't have anywhere else, so I gotta take from here. I don't have an uncrafted weapon or anything else. Then lastly, I take here for physical damage and physical damage here. If you're elemental, you want to take the thirst element here. Okay. And then lastly here, you want to take here for max earth energy, so that'll be 10 max energy earth. Okay. If not, you're playing poison build, you need to take penetration here and here up top. Okay, guys. Now the specialization, this is where I find the better one. You're gonna be more tanky if you have no barrier build. This is gonna give you a bit more HP to cancel out this dampening here specifically. So I've taken this for projectile damage and 2 projectile. Okay, and then I take this to mitigate the HP loss. Also, if my HP is of 80% or more, I get 6% damage amp here. Sharpness, if you don't use sharpness, that's fine. That's also fine. All right. So then you can take just 2 points here, or you can just leave it at 7 for non-crit. That's fine too. You don't need 9, perfect 9 here. If that's the case, right? So and you take this. You can put those 2 points somewhere else. And then here I took this side for +2 projectile, and in here this one is crucial. That's why if you use the Lacrima one hand scepter harvest. They give you 15 fire and cold. You get debuffs from lightning, and then you get dot from so this right here total would be for 15 plus 10, 25 plus another 5. That's 30% damage amp here alone, right? But you must meet the criteria here. So that's my Zodiac for this physical build. There we go. And then yeah, now we're gonna break into the skills. Let's jump right into the skills. So it's gonna be poison orb. I went for source without any disruption and lots of damage amp. The skill has a nerf already by hitting the same enemy repeatedly by 15% damage amp dampening. But it has a multiplier against venom, so you need poison on hit on your build in order to proc venom and poison. So this necklace solves that, right? So as you can see, the skill has all type of damage here, because the lightning is from the Zodiac, the poison from the necklace, the coal is from my weapon on ancient roll, 10%, and the fire is from my jewels that I took, which is here, star jewels that I got. Okay. So you can use Capri Heart and or does harvest, so you have fire, cold, poison, lightning, all that can be taken. So I don't have lightning, that's why I'm taking on Zodiac, right? So there's that, okay. And then let's go back to the skill. All right, so I make it really. I don't use a parallel motion shot, and you guys can see when I do gameplay. So what I'm gonna put in here is I put in chain, source awaken, extract earth energy for the 30% damage amp and cast speed amp, mana storm, verity, air effect link room. I'll explain why, because it overlaps each other. You need lots of air effect to increase the size, and then conversion, physical damage, and then spell activation, spell on hit. All right. Mist, I went for verity for the extra 20% damage amp and projectile speed, right there. And I have extract earth energy for the 30% damage amp at max energy, harmony for HP absorption and barrier absorption, mana storm right here, and then concentrate area damage. The thing about this is this link room barely affect the skill because most of the damage is from the mist that procs on the ground. So the air effect on the first skill, it doesn't really hurt that much, and plus the dampening of air effect is not too much because I've taken a lot of air effect in Zodiac and stuff like that to mitigate it a little bit more. Okay, and also the skill is very unique because the first hit barely does any damage, but you cannot exceed more than 300 range. So having more would be useless. It does nothing. So rather having increase more air effect, try to get more damage amp. At the same time, the dampening here doesn't really matter because once they hit the first target, it spreads out the true damage, which is the mist that procs on the ground, and everything around the explosion will get hit hard. So that's why you want to put lots of amps in there as much as possible. That's what I did. All right, so there's that, and then the marksman is gonna be your buff for projectile damage amp. Okay, so also it boosts a lot of hit rate, so you don't miss that much. Okay, and then here you want to turn it to source destruction for physical buff here for 700 physical percent, really good. Everything else, I need this for my lacrima. Use counter attack so you get dodge rate, and proc pain increase damage by 10% damage taken increase. I've taken extract energy here. This give me Origin mode or Origin Awaken. This give me damage taken reduction. So this solve the problem of mental stabilizations where or sensory stabilizations for caster builds where you take increased damage. This helps cancel that out a little bit. Okay. For seals you want to use seal strike if you have high crit rate. If you don't have high crit, use seal crit. Defense, typically early game I like to use seal dodge, but you guys can play something else. If you can use this one if you play barrier or the physical damage, seal of element seal of physical domain or whatever for the physical damage taken with barrier, because barrier you lose a lot of armor. So either one is good. Okay. Alright, so that's the skill breakdown. Any questions, please leave in the comments. I know I'm going a little bit fast here. So let's jump into gameplay and let you guys see how this two works so well together, in my opinion, compared to other ones that I've tried so far. You guys might like this. This might be the build for Toxic Mist. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think. But I do believe you guys will like this one. So let's check this out, guys. All right. I'm making sure that I am recording perfectly good. Okay. All right, so let's get right into it. Turn auto on, make sure everything's buffed. Get some potion in there. All right, so here we go. So the reason for the area effect link rune and the chain, the purpose of it is to chain to other enemies and stuff like that. Some people might use parallel multi-shot to help them clear quicker. That works as well too. But this one for me looks more fun. It spreads everywhere. We can in mid map we can try the parallel multi-shot. You guys may like that more. If you like that more, you're welcome to use it. So what would happen is you would take out the area effect link rune and then you just put in the parallel multi-shot. This is level 170 map, normal. My link runes is still level 30, so I don't want to try anything higher. I could probably do plus 31 or plus 21 easily for hard mode. That's where most of the unique drops, tier 34 unique drops and champions and all that you can farm. Make sure you save your enhancement for the champions and monsters that you can't kill quickly or too strong for you, because the enhancements will help you burst them down quickly. So don't just mindlessly spam them. If you are, make sure you calculate it. By the time you get to the champions, you have it up. All right, so we're midway through the game, to the map. Now we're gonna change this up for parallel multi-shot, so you guys can see the difference. All right. All right, guys. So now we have the parallel multi-shot in. We are going to look into how it looks. So this is how the parallel multi-shot works. It makes everything concentrated and overlap each other. So the chain is gonna help the skill chain to the next target, at the same time. Parallel multi-shot make everything hit the target multiple times, 7 times. So that's 2 styles you can play. So I'm giving you guys on one video, so you guys can try whichever ways you want to do. Okay. Please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications when we go live. Any questions, please leave in the comments. Please check the pinned comments for all the timestamps of everything. Alright, so that's the build. Give it a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Thanks, guys.